Joined here by Kimona. We're going to be getting into some losers semifinals.
Two of the four players remaining left in this bracket. Loser goes home at 4th place, and the winner will get to go on to face YellowRello in losers finals. We'll be finding out who it is between Shaynes and Yousoro. Shaynes has been making this losers bracket run. He was in losers 8s. Now he's all the way in losers semifinals after he 2-0'd Jama in the round before. Now we're going to be seeing if Yousoro and his Palutena are able to take down his DDD. Now, earlier we saw Yousoro play some Roy. As you've noted, offline he plays a lot of Joker. He has a Cloud. And now we're seeing the Palutena. You said it. He's got a lot of characters to play.
Yep. His character pool, saying it's deep is kind of like saying like those crevices at the bottom of the ocean are kind of low depth in the in the water.
The Mariana Trent is a little bit deep.
It's a little bit deep, yeah. He's been playing more Palutena lately online. Very strong online character. I do think it's a very strong pick in this matchup as well. While sword characters don't necessarily struggle against DDD, the fact that they have similar range, that DDD has similar range to them for most of those characters, makes it a little bit tricky to like navigate being close to him. Whereas Palutena has that back air that beats everything. It is the trump card. And she has projectiles as well. And from those distances, she can use her movement to be safe and then poke with side B with neutral B, while still setting up for those back airs, those grabs, those kill confirms. Very excellent executed.
Those are the big things that you're going to be seeing from Palutena in this matchup is, of course, the ability to rack on tons of damage, get the kills reliably, and like you said, play either that long range or that close boxing game very effectively. You just have to worry about, when the DDD's got you at the mid-range, when you are committing to something maybe up in his face, that's where he gets some big opportunities. But so far, Yousoro hasn't given him anything outside of something that'll result in a strange, strange little stray hit.
Yep, does find the Gordo hit there. Ledge trapping will be a situation that Palutena might struggle a little bit with in this matchup. She has options from the ledge, especially like moving around and like teleporting. I don't know how well they're going to deal with that gyro. So, be very careful there. The double neutral B does get down tilted for it there.
You see not a lot of back bounces with the Gordo at the ledge, interestingly enough, which is something we see a lot from DDDs, but it's mostly just been neutral throws from Shaynes. There we see it to control some neutral, tries to go for a mix-up with the inhale, but this option coverage on the platform, we were talking about this earlier when he was playing against Jama, but DDD's platform coverage is just almost uncontestable.
Yeah, his moves are just so big. Like his up tilt and his up smash are moves that Shaynes has been using to excellent just execution on the coverage of all those areas. Whenever he has that time to actually set up his coverage of the space, like he's picking the right buttons too is an important thing. It's not that he's just like pressing a single button. It's like, oh, this button covers everything easy. He is picking the different buttons that cover different things. So definitely some decision making there on his part that's improving that.
That's something that's very unique about Shaynes compared to like a lot of other DDD players that I see is that Shaynes fights the opponent that is in front of him. That's one of the reasons that, he's been able to connect enough stray hits to just rack up a kill as he goes down to that down throw to back air from Yousoro as well, so they go into the last stock even up. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Shaynes, come out of this big Palutena combo still confident that he can bring this back. Because, again, like I was saying, he doesn't get caught up in a preconceived notion of what a matchup should look like. He goes, okay, this is what this looks like right now, and I'm going to capitalize off of the mistakes that you're making. But right now, the mistake that Shaynes is getting blown up for is picking DDD, apparently.
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing some DDD's downsides there, though. But excellent drift there, like the drift back forward air. Like, how many DDDs do that? It's such a great option to pick there in that situation. Seeing that his opponent is coming at him. Down throw back air, not going to quite connect here. I think DDD's a little bit too high percent. Down tilt forward air, not going to finish the stock yet, but now Shaynes is getting into really, really dangerous percents.
Two characters that can really do a lot of damage on the ledge traps to each other. Gonna look for that DI in with that up air. Yousoro, he's not fighting the opponent that's in front of him, like I was saying, because that's going for the up air the second time would have connected, but now he's in that danger zone. DDD with all this rage, it takes one big aerial from either player to take out a stock, but Yousoro is going to be the one to take that game one, but a little bit closer than maybe it needed to be.
Yeah, a little spaghetti there at the end. And that's one of the scary things about DDD is that if you drop one of those situations where you could have ended the stock, like while he does have very high percent and he wasn't like at kill percent immediately, if he got hit by like one or two more stray hits, like he would be at kill percent. So giving DDD that chance to like play in neutral and like scramble around a little bit more is pretty scary in this matchup.
So, I mean, honestly, I expect Yousoro to stick with the Palutena. I think that it looked very solid in the matchup against the DDD from Shaynes. Despite the fact that Shaynes had a couple of really nice strings of just ledge trapping, of covering the platform. Like when he put Yousoro in disadvantage, he was doing a great job of doing the most with that. The problem was just, of course, how do you play neutral as DDD? How do you get a character like Palutena, who's so rock solid in that situation, into that disadvantage in the first place?
Yeah, and like the damage output from Palutena obviously is a pretty big deal, but the situation afterwards was almost just as bad, where like he got like 40% strings with the neutral players, but then the position, like Shaynes is no longer in a position where he can like realistically fight back at all. Yousoro is in complete control of that, with the fact that he has projectiles as well as the invulnerable back air and the dash attack as well to like call things out. It's very, very difficult for DDD to not get shredded in those positions.
I just want to say, Invulnerable Bear sounds like a metal band.
It does.
Just want to point that out. It sounds like something I would listen to. But let's listen to the tones that we get on Lilac Cruise. It's where Yousoro is, he's being taken in this game too. And I don't blame Shaynes for picking this stage at all, because of the amount of success that he had against Jama in that last set that he had on stream. He just looked very, very hard to land against on Lilac. But again, I don't want to overstay my welcome here, but like we were saying over in the break, how do you get the Palutena up on these platforms into disadvantage in the first place?
Exactly. A very interesting auto connect, and that actually led to the potential dash attack. Very, very unfortunate for Yousoro. But gets the read on the air dodge that charged F smash. Yikes. Answering right back as Komoda is also dying in the background.
Both of these players are just, playing to their strengths, I guess, which is heart.
Yo.
God, that dash attack was disgusting, but a very nice read from Yousoro. Sometimes I wonder, especially with a heart-based player like Yousoro, is this a read or is this a guess? But that did look like it was a read based on just the amount of position that Shaynes had given up before he fell victim to that forward smash.
Yeah, it was worth noting that like in the like spaghetti scrambles that up at the end of the last game, Shaynes was air dodging in after most of those interactions. So I would think about that probably as like a call out on that, of saying like, hey, you're air dodging in all the time. You're gonna stop that one way or another.
I think also if you're Yousoro here, oh my goodness, you have to be very careful with how you approach this DDD coming off the platforms. Of course, because Lilat is a stage like that, but he's also been getting a lot of good reads. Like you said, the air dodge has been a problem for Shaynes, and I think that part of that is just he wants to get his feet on the ground as solidly as possible, and for the most part, he's been trying to thread the needle between the platforms with those air dodges, and Yousoro's been ready to cover that every time.
Yeah, really important to note there is that second air dodge, he's been air dodging directionally in up till this point, but because Yousoro called that out, that's like the Yomi 3 from Yousoro. It's like, okay, I think he's still going to air dodge, but I think he's going to try to mix it up in this way. So I'm going to put the up smash here to cover that as well as like a potential jump. It's really, really strong.
Here we go, coming with the neutraler, sets the DDD off stage. Both of these guys are on their last stocks, and honestly, at these percents, you're more scared if you're Yousoro than you are if you're Shaynes. Especially with a stage like Lilat to have at your advantage. Yousoro just looks for the shield drop, but I think it's been just sitting underneath these platforms in these dead zones. That's where Shaynes has been kind of opting to go as quickly as he can.
Yeah, real. Okay, yeah, good position there. That's the thing that Yousoro has to pay attention here is when his opponent's trying to throw the Gordo to try to like challenge him from dashing back, or if he's going to be trying to move forward and like scrap with him. Yeah, the forward throw almost loses his stock to it. Does teleport in. Shaynes the guess on the wrong side with the forward tilt.
Back throw.
Oh.
It's DDD. He's heavy, but he's not heavy enough. Lilat's a small stage, and Yousoro able to close that out with the back throw. I can only imagine what that pop-off looked like in the comfort of his own home. But he will be moving on 2-0 over Shaynes in the losers finals.
I'm kind of surprised that back throw killed, honestly. I guess he had rage as well. And Palutena's back throw is strong. I'm kind of surprised it killed at center stage against DDD. While Lilat is like a slightly smaller stage than the other ones. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like just to the left of that right side platform, right? So it's like not totally unbelievable, but it is so much further away from the ledge than you would expect that back throw, because it doesn't have like tons of knockback growth like something like Ness back throw or Incineroar back throw has. You would go, oh, I'm surprised that did kill a character like DDD, even if he was at 150.
Yep, nice strong play though. Nice. He definitely had Yousoro had a nice roll there at the end where he he was like playing a little bit more defensive and was giving up a little bit of stage control, but he was staying really safe. He was making good calls on whether to be like shooting neutral B or shooting side B or dash attacking. Caught out a couple times where like Shaynes there was trying to throw out a Gordo like super far out to try to cover the dash back, and he came in and like dash attacked him, which is pretty brave and like something that's very scary to do against a character like DDD, where like moving into his space there, like whenever he's at like that medium percent, if he gets it once in those situations, if he gets called out by like a down tilt or like dear god like a dash attack or something like that, like he could potentially get but it was something that he does need to do, so it's really good.